Hi everybody, it's Jason, Animal Care Manager here at the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo, and I'm here with our fighting spirit, Malaika, our elephant. If you guys have been following us the past few days or so, we're here to give you an update on how it's been going for her. So these guys, again, can eat about 200 pounds of food a day here in our care at the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo. She eats lots of things like a large quantity of grass hay, tree branches because they love bark and twigs, and things like produce, apples, carrots, stuff like that, as well as a little bit of grain and hay cubes. That went down to pretty much less than 10% of what her normal intake would be. And so we knew she was having some GI issues probably associated around not wanting to eat. On Sunday, though, overnight, she started trending a little bit better, and she started consuming a few flakes of hay. She was really into romaine lettuce heads, and apples were seeming to be her favorite things overnight. That continued into Monday, and she started eating a little bit more at night again. And again, as we're seeing the beginning of this week, she's now consuming quite a bit of her normal diet, which can include almost a bale and a half of hay a day. And that's really a hopeful thing for us. What we're continuing to notice and makes us cautiously optimistic is that her gait is still off and is substantially reduced. So she's moving just a little bit slower than she was 3 weeks ago. She's got a little more abnormality to her left rear leg. And so we're seeing her also to offload weight differently as she's standing and resting. Again, last week she was going off of food, and so we were just trying to come up with different food options for her and what encourages her to want to keep eating. Some of those things were like give her alfalfa hay, give her tree branches to kind of pick at, whether it's big logs, any kind of produce that she might have wanted. You know, we want to make sure she has those opportunities. So just trying to find the sort of little things that she would pick and eat at, just to kind of keep some food going in at that point. She did, through most of this, however, want to continue to drink, but we'd have to bring her out like 3 or 4 options at a time. So kind of a novel way to present water to these guys is to actually use warm water. So that was one of her favorites and continues to be one of her favorites. We were using dilute Gatorade. We'd have some things like some electrolyte water that was apple flavored, and even dilute orange juice and things like that. She would have a selection of buckets in front of her that she could sample and decide which ones were the best. And so we were pretty positive about how she was drinking through most of it. And then we were looking at taking meds. So we focused on that pretty heavily because we need her to be comfortable, whether it's her mobility challenges or her GI discomfort. We want to make sure that she's taking meds that can help with both of those. And then movement was the other one. You know, just like us, we need to move around to kind of feel good as we progress through our daily life and activities. That's what we want to see out of these guys too. And so we were tracking that. You know, last week she wasn't wanting to move a lot. We're seeing an improvement on that now, but it's definitely an important tracker for us. A couple of the things that we've seen improve vastly this past few days is her engagement with staff. And so you can see she's interested in what I have over here right now. I'm throwing her a few biscuits and some produce. And so we love to see that. Malaika is an elephant who always wants to come over and say hi to her caretakers and make sure if they have any goodies like I do today that I'm giving those at a pretty high frequency, because she is always interested in, when she's feeling well, interested in the food we have. And so that engagement is something that we love to see, like she's doing right now. She's had a couple baths the last 2 days. And so for her to take a bath and then do some great elephant fun behaviors afterwards, which look like dusting, digging in that big sand stall and throwing lots of sand and substrate all over her, or finding that big boulder or a log to rub on, are all things that are just normal elephant repertoire. When you get a bath, you're gonna go get dirty, you're gonna get itchy, and you're gonna have to do those things to kind of make sure that you're maintaining those fun behaviors that come after the bath. And that's what we wanted to see, and that's what she's been doing with us the last couple days. And then she has that puzzle feeder that I mentioned before. And so when she's engaged in that, these are the opportunities that tell us, you know, her mental state and the way that she wants to have different things presented to her and use them and utilize them is trending in the right direction. Again, we want to thank you guys for your compassion and support. We are breathing a little bit easier, and we're on this journey together. We'll update you with any significant changes. And again, thank you. Coming to you from the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo, I'm Jason. Have a great day, everybody.